G'day Risky Keepers and welcome to another Risky Keep deck tech video. Today we'll be doing Raph and Mikey Troublemakers. It's a 7-drop 7/7 with Trample and Haste, and whenever it attacks, you reveal the top cards of your library until you reveal a creature card, put that card on the battlefield tapped and attacking, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. It's just basically a Gruul Smackdown. Pretty simple deck. This is from Ninja Turtles. So it's Trample and Haste, so it's you get that trigger straight away, which is fantastic. It's about $2. The deck will be on ARCHIDECT. The link down below. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. It's about $500 odd US, maybe a bit more, $550 US. Salt score of 45. So it's pretty low for Risky Keep standards. And yeah, it's a very, very basic combat orientated deck with big bonky chonkies. We've got Blightsteel Colossus, we've got Crater Hoof Behemoth, we've got Itali, we've got this crazy nonsense improvisation capstone, which exile cards from top of your library until you exile cards with total mana of 4 or greater. So you may cast any number of spells from among them without paying their mana cost. So if you find, you know, a 7-drop, you can just play it. It's a total mana value 4 or greater. Fantastic. It's just a bit busted. So we'll just go through all the cards, how they all work. We're running 14 basic mountains, 14 basic forests, and then the rest are just, you know, here we go. You can see them here. Command Tower, blah, 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 Desert Temple, Evolving Wilds, Spire Garden. So adds up to 37. And so that's 19. And then, is that 19? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9. Sorry, 9. 9 of those, 14 and 14. And then your tokens you're gonna need a Fanatic of Ronas. You're gonna need a copy token, we'll just use that. You're gonna need a meteorite token. So we'll just use Meteora. Treasure token, and if you can't find it, just use that. I think you need a copy token. Did I say copy token? Oh, there might be one token. It's all on ARCHIDECT. The whole deck list is on ARCHIDECT. You can see all the prices on ARCHIDECT. We're just gonna go through all the cards and just give you a rundown on how they work. If you're new to the game, well, yeah, don't tell your missus how much you spend on the cards to keep your relationship intact. And for all you veterans out there, I hope you're going well, and I hope you're slaying all those spells and going out to your LGSs and to the pub and having some good times, and casting your combo pieces and winning the game on the spot. Anyway, let's go through the 1-mana spells. We've got Soul Ring, gets you 2 mana. Allosaurus Shepherd, so your green spells can't be counted. Tameo Safekeeping. This common from Kamigawa, my favourite set, is like $15, or in Australian bucks, or, you know, it's like $9 American. Insane, because it protects any permanent, right? And you gains hexproof, and then you get 2 life. So it's like a Snakeskin Veil, but even better. Llanowar Elves for a bit of ramp. Lightning Greaves, Shroud, and Haste. So we all know what Shroud is. It can't be targeted at all, so you can't even target it. You can't even put, say you want to put an equipment on, you can't put an equipment on because you're targeting it. Say like a Skull Clamp, you can't put a Skull Clamp on something with Lightning Greaves because it has Shroud. It does have Haste though, and that's it. That's your 1-mana spells. Let's go through your 2-mana spells. There's no game changers either, so, you know, it's just a basic green-red Smackdown. Reckless Impulse, draw some cards. Thought Vessel, for a Mana Rock. So Mana Rock in layman's terms is just a card that's used to help you ramp and taps for mana. Swiftfoot Boots is an equipment, gives it haste and hexproof. So it's hexproof is different to Shroud, so you can equip something with hexproof. Cryptolith Right to ramp using your creatures. Arcane Signet as another Mana Rock. Horn of the Mark from the Lord of the Rings, so a bit of card draw there if you attack with 2 creatures. Ground Seal, so no one can reanimate. Team Battle Rage, so you can give something double strike and trample if its power is 4 or greater. Black Blade Reforged to pump your creatures according to how many lands you've got. Evolution Charm, I love this card. It's like just underrated. look, it's got all these modes. You can gain flying, target creature gains flying. It doesn't even have to be your creature. It can be someone else's. Target creature, you graveyard to your hand, search for a basic land. It's all that in a bag of chips. Fantastic. Fanatic of Ronus to ramp up into the big Raph. Hunter's Talent, bit of a fight spell, and then some card draw at the end, and a Fellow Stone, which is another mana rock. Let's just go through the 3 mana spells. We've got Strixhaven Stadium, so when you get to 10 counters, you can knock someone out. Basically, each time you hit someone, it gets a counter, and each time you tap it for mana, it gets a counter. But when you get hit back, the counter gets removed. When you get 10 counters, you can remove them, and if something's hit that play, you can then kill them. Sword of Wealth and Power, which is fantastic. Creep creature +2/+2 has protection from instants or sorcery, so they can't kill it with a Path of Exile or Swords to Plowshares. And then when it hits someone, you can create a treasure token, and then when you cast your next instant or sorcery, you can copy it. Insane value there. So there's Sword of Power, Anger of the Gods, deal 3 to every creature, and they get exiled. Samut, we all have Samut. The Vizier of Nakatuman. Yeah, so basically when a creature that's entered this turn does damage to a player, you get to draw a card. So a lot of hasty boys out here, smacking face and drawing cards. Kadama's Reach for another ramp. Corrosive Grip at split second, so no one can. So if you want to destroy an artifact, so they have a Sensei's Top, they can't tap it to put it back into their hand, or put it on top of their library. Because it's got split second, so it goes straight on the stack, and anything that is on the stack can't get resolved. This goes first, no questions asked. That's what split second is. It's very, very powerful, very powerful. Not many cards play split second. Toski, so whenever a creature you control hits a player, you draw a card. This has to attack every turn, and it's not just Toski, it's any creature, you get to draw a card. Momentous Fall, bit of card draw. Roaming Throne, so you can double the attack trigger of Raph if you want. Very expensive card. So yeah, I think it's like $100, so easy. Nibble Helm of Flame, which is a board wipe, and then you can flashback it for 7 and then draw 4 cards, which is really good. Monstrous Vortex, which has Discover X, so discovers similar to Cascade, where you just keep revealing cards until you hit a card with that value or less, and you can play it for free. Grafted Exoskeleton for a bit of salt when you can poison someone out. Ill-Tempered Loner, this combos with Stuffy Doll, and then you can once it flips over into his other guy, it turns into a werewolf, and then you can look it up on the internet. It's pretty hard to explain. Basically, when it gets flipped, and then you tap Stuffy Doll, and then the werewolf sees it, and then they both do a certain loop, and then it just keeps doing 1 damage to any target player that was targeted with Stuffy Doll, and they just die. Yeah, but it's a very like convoluted combo piece, but it is a bit of fun if you can get to pull it off. Big score for more ramp card draw, Anzrag, so you can get some more additional combats whenever it becomes blocked, so no one wants to block this bad boy. A 4 mana 8/4, like, come on, man, insane. And then it has to be blocked by paying 7. So yeah, we're all about extra combat steps here with Raph. And then we go to Volcanic Offering, which is a salty spell. You can destroy a target non-basic land and then do 7 damage to a creature, and then a target opponent gets to do the same thing, but not to you. Spry and Mighty for some card draw and pump. Railway Brawler is a fantastic card here. This is the 5 mana spells. Has Reach and Trample, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield, it gets XS counters where it is power. So say you have this on the battlefield, and then Raph comes in, which is a 7/7. It'll become a 14/14. And it has plot. So plot means you can pay 4 and then put it into a plot zone, and then you can play it on your next turn for free because you've plotted it, and then it comes on the battlefield, and then you can go ham, or you can just pay 5 and Bob's your uncle. Fury, double strike, it does 4 damage, divided in number of creatures of planeswalkers. Roxanne, this is OG, we love Roxanne. She puts on the red light, gets a meteorite token. That meteorite does 2 damage to any target. It comes in tapped, but then when it untaps, with Roxanne on the battlefield, it taps for 2 mana. So cool card. We love Roxanne. Grim Reaper Sprint, which is an enchantment, and it can get additional combat phases and have +2/+2 in haste, and Stuffy Doll to combo with your old mate, Ill-Tempered Loner. If you're liking this video, just give us a thumbs up, and you'll get a Soul Ring Arcane Signet land on your first commander game next. Hellkite Charger for additional combat steps, big chunky hasty. Calamity, big chunky hasty boy, which has saddle, so you can saddle it for 1. So saddle means it's like a crew cost. So the power is 1, saddle 1, and then it does all these mumbo jumbo. You can read it later. Clive, so it can flip over. It's a 5/5 at the moment, but when it enters, you can draw cards equal to the amount of your devotion to red. So your devotion to red, little pips up here, and then you can pay 6 and then flip it, and then it exile Clive, and then return it to the battlefield, and it transforms into a 9/9 big super duper bingo bango bongo boy, and does all these things because it's a saga creature 1, 2, 3, and it sort of just goes back and forth. It's a pretty bonkers card, Clive. And then Full Throttle. This thing is absolutely absurd. After this main phase, there are 2 additional combat phases at the beginning of each combat. This turn, untap all creature and then attack. This is like back-breaking for your opponents. Same with this Pywood Gearhulk. When it enters, other creatures you control get +2/+2, gain vigilance and menace, and damage can't be prevented. Very cool holographic card from Aether Drift, which was a fun set. Embercleave. We love Embercleave. So when you attack, this costs 1 less for each attacking creature. So it costs 6 at the moment. You're attacking 1 creature, it only costs 5, and so forth. But the minimum cost you'll have to pay is 2 red. And yeah, you get +1 and has double strike and trample. Fantastic card. And then we'll go into our we're up to 7 mana spells already. Protean Hulk. So Protean Hulk comes in. You can search for a library for any number of creature cards, 6 or less, and put them in the battlefield. I don't think we don't have any combos here except the Stuffy Doll, Ill-Temper, but that's really a clunky combo. So it just comes on the battlefield and you just go wide and smack face. So, and it's got, it hasn't even got trample. It's not that good. Nah, it is pretty good. And Molten Primordial, you can take, for each opponent gain control of up to 1 target creature and it gains haste and blah, 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 blah. So there's a little thing for beginners, and even I didn't know this. So when you take possession of someone else's creature, it doesn't have haste. You can't attack with it. That's why it has this little block of text here, and it gains haste. So just say you do it like a steal spell, like blue, like Invoke the Wind, something like that, and you grab, say, Stuffy Doll, right? Even though it doesn't have Summoning Sickness, once you gain possession of it, then it has Summoning Sickness. So you can't attack with it. Only if you play it with a card that says it gains haste. Yeah, there's a little bit of thing there. And then Improvisation Capstone, went through this before. You exile cards top of the library until you exile cards at total mana 4. This is insane. It just keeps coming back because of Paradigm. So it just keeps going and going on your main phase. You just keep going. So, you just say you get a Anzrag, and that's 4 mana, then you get big score, and then so you can play that straight away, bang, because it's total mana of 4. But then if you get, say, Felwar Stone, and that's only 2, then you get Anzrag on top of that, that's 6. But that's total mana 4 or greater, so that's 6. You can play both of them, bang. So cool bloody card. Mike gave me that one. Thanks, Mikey. And that's all our 7 mana spells. Oh, here we go. We've got more 7 mana spells. We've got Atali. Atali's bonkers. So one of the hugest bombs. It's like a 5-for-1. This comes in, and then you exile a card. Blah blah blah. It comes on the battlefield. Then each opponent exiles the top card of their library until it exiles a non-land, and then you get to play it for free. It is absolutely insane. Sick cards, and you can flip it for 9 and Phyrexian green. So you can pay 1 green or 2 life. And then you can make it become an 11/11 trampling infect freaking disaster piece. Where is it here? There you go. Trample indestructible. Yes, it's almost like a Blightsteel Colossus in a way. And then big chonkers. We've got the Creative Affinity. Then it gets plus X where the number of creatures you control, and it itself has haste. And then you got the big chunky Blightsteel Colossus. Got this from Mikey as well. Thanks, mate. Sick art. I love the tank. 11/11 trample, infect, indestructible. Good Night Irene. And then we've got our X spells. We've got Hugs the Grisly Guardian. So just remember, when this comes in tapped and attacking off the Raph and Mikey, you can't pay the X into it. It just comes in as a 4/4. I mean a 5/5 with the, you can't pay into X. It has trample and then X on the top card's library until turning later, and I can play an additional land. Cool card, Crackle with Power. We've gone through this as well before in previous videos. So XXX red. So if you want to Crackle Power for X equals 5, you'll need 17 mana. You go to XXX, go and give it to you. So that, and red. So that's 17 mana. So your X value is 5. So Crackle with Power does 5 times 5, which is 3 minus XMC squared, 25. And then 25 damage up to X target, which is 5. So you can 25 times 5. Sorry about that. Hell to Pay, another removal spell, and then you can create tap tokens, and then Goldfane Hydra. You can pump it with X, and when it dies, you get the treasure tokens according to its power. Return the Favor, which is like a deflective SWAT. And you can copy your spell. And then Great Train Heist, which is like an additional combat phase bomb. And then Pest Infestation to kill all enchantments, artifacts. Same with Meltdown, kill all your artifacts, and Bob's your uncle. So that was Raph. Keep's risky. I don't look at my first keep. I always just keep it blind. You can do the same only on my first game. I just draw 7, don't look, and play the game and leave it up to the magic gods. So there you go, Raph and Mikey. Hope you enjoyed it. Gruel Smackdowns. See you later.